Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. So today is Sunday, 25th of February, and it is the Phalguna Masa or Govinda Masa. It is the new month, and the first day of the month, it is Pratipat or Padhyami, and Krishna Paksham. So it is the waning moon of the 15 days. So that is, there are no other Vaishnav events today. So today is the Govinda Masa and the first day of the month. So we shall move on to Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj what one has to do at the end of his life. So he has to go to a lonely place and meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Vishnu. So by meditating on Vishnu, so completely he'll be free from all the material entanglement and free from the mode of ignorance and passion. So what he has been thinking that he is a body and he has been engaging himself in so many kinds of material activities. So that is Tatra Eka Avayavam Jhayet Avichinnena Chetasa Mano Nirvisham Yuktva Tatah Kinchana Nasmaret Padam Tat Paramam Vishnoho Mano Yatra Prasidati. So he has to meditate on the Lord's personality and each and every feature of his personality: feet, legs, and thighs, his hips, his navel, his chest, his neck, and then his beautiful face, hands, and all the symbols of his hands, lotus and gadha and chakra, and all the conch shell, and how his looks and his earrings and his nose, his teeth, his lips, his cheeks, his eyes, eyebrows, and his complete face and his hair. And then just comparing with what are the different analogies are being given to all his limbs of the body. And then whenever we see in this material world, immediately we remember the Krishna. When we see a fish, so we can immediately think of Krishna's eyes. And when we see, likewise in the Lamentations, when we immediately we remember Krishna's smiling, that his smile would evaporate all our lamentation. So likewise, we remember Krishna in all the time. One has to meditate like that. Padam tat paramam Vishnoho mano yatra prasidati. And tatra eka avayavam jhayet avichannena chetasa, without forgetting each and every part of Krishna's body and or the Vishnu. So with that one, rajaha tamo abhyam akiptam vimodam mana atmanaha yachet dharanaya dhiro hantiya tat krutam malam. And all this mode of passion and ignorance, whatever he has been thinking that his body, he himself is the body, and all these activities will be nullified. Now he come to his actual constitutional position as the spirit soul, and he has got only the relation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, nothing else. Dhirohantiya tatkritamalam, all this material contamination will be removed. So now Sukadeva Goswami, he is further saying that by doing that one dharana, that is dharana, it is called always remembering Krishna again and again, that is dharana. So with the dharana, what are the symptoms of the dharana? Immediately he will come to the complete pure devotional service and nothing else can touch him. And under the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he engages all his activities for his ultimate perfection. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, so we are in the second canto, chapter 1 and verse number 21. यस्यां सन्धार्यमाणायां योगिनो भक्तिलक्षणः आसु सम्पद्यते योग आश्रियं भद्रमीक्षतः यस्यां sandhya aryamanayam. And what is the sandharyamanayam? So just keeping his only the single point of object. Krishna is the single point of object, or the Vishnu. And by what? The dharana. Yasyam sandharyamanayam. So using that dharana, keeping only the Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead as the ultimate and single point of object. Yogino bhakti lakshanaha. And by engaging, the medium is the bhakti lakshanaha. And yogino, all the devotees are the yogis who are trying to connect to the supreme object, supreme personality of Godhead. Yogino bhakti lakshanaha. And all his symptoms also sampadhyate yoga, and immediately off is very quickly. Sampadhyate, he will attain all the ultimate perfections, attain the success. That is also sampadhyate yoga ashriyam bhadramikshataha. And by the yoga process, by conception of devotional service or connecting through devotional service. Also sampadhyate yoga ashriyam bhadramikshataha. And he attains the all auspicious bhadram, ashriyam bhadram. That is the complete perfect shelter under the lotus feet of the Lord. Ashriyam bhadram ikshataha. And he will see that one. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is saying that one, by engaging himself as the Krishna as the only ultimate objective, and engage all his activities connecting to the Lord, immediately he will attain the supreme perfection under the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead for all auspiciousness. Here it is a direct perception. Yasyam sandharyamanayam yogino bhakti lakshanaha asu sampadhyate yoga ashriyam bhadramikshataha. So translation for this verse: O King, by this system of remembrance and by being fixed in the habit of seeing the all good personal conception of the Lord, one can very soon attain devotional service to the Lord under his direct shelter. And purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Meena Mataji, would you like to read it?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mata.
Success of mystic performance is achieved only by the help of the devotional attitude, pantheism or the system of feeling the presence of the Almighty everywhere is a sort of training of the mind to become accustomed to the devotional conceptions. And it is this devotional attitude of the mystic that makes possible the successful termination of such mystic attempts. One is not, however, elevated to such a success status without the things of mixture or without the thing of mixture in devotional service. The devotional atmosphere created by pantheistic vision developed into a devotional service in later days. and that is the only benefit for the impersonalist. It is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 12.5 that the impersonal way of self-realization is more troublesome because it reaches the goal in an indirect way. Although the impersonalist list also become observed with the personal feature of the Lord after a long time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So here, and Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Yasyam Sanjarnyamanayam Yogino Bhakti Lakshanaha of Sampajita Yoga Ashrim Bhadramikshitaha. So this is only keeping Krishna as this objective. And what is Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he mentions that Vyavasayatmaka Buddhihi Ekehe Kurunandana. Only the devotional service. Only Krishna is the objective. Ekehe Kurunandana. Bahusyakahi Anantasha Buddhayo Avyasayinam. One does not take any other kinds of processes. There are so many other Bahusaka Anantasha. There are so many other things. But Buddhayo Avyasayinam, he doesn't take those processes. His object is not fixed. Krishna, ultimate project. And this is Pratyakshavagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kattum Avyayam. Krishna also mentions that it is the direct perception. And here, under his direct shelter, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, attaining the devotional service to the Lord under his direct shelter. We are not taking anything indirect. Everything is direct only. Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam. And for Prabhupada is mentioning, so this is the devotional attitude. Everything will be successful. What is the pantheism? Pantheism is the process of that Krishna is the ultimate supreme personality of Godhead. There is no one is equal to him or above him. Mattah param nanyat kinchidaste dhananjaya aham sarvasya prabhavaha. So these are the statements coming under pantheism. So that is Supreme Personality of Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything else is his creations. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha. That is pantheism. It is the process or the system of feeling the presence of the Almighty everywhere. Is sort of training the mind to become accustomed to the devotional conception. So it remembers everyone that he is the part and parcel of the Krishna. Every moment he remembers. And he sees all the living entities in connection to the Krishna only. And this devotional attitude of the mystic makes possible the successful termination of such mystic attempts. And this is without touch of the devotional service, he cannot be successful. At the end, Ante Narayana Smritihi, that is the previously Sukadeva Goswami also mentioned. That is Ante Narayana Smritihi. That is very, very important. Whatever the yoga process he is doing, that is all right. But Ante Narayana Smritihi, that is very important. Without the touch of Narayana, it is not successful. So, and then further Prabhupada is saying that is the without the tinge of mixture in devotional service, he cannot achieve a successful status. So the devotional atmosphere created by pantheistic vision develops into devotional service into later days. So that needs to be cultivated in the younger ages, in the tender age of the childhood life, and then gradually one will be understanding. Because in the childhood, because parents are protecting him, he doesn't feel any pains of the material world because he gets the food and shelter and clothing and his activities are just playing. When he is going to the school, then immediately they started giving the pains. You need to learn this, you need to attempt this exam, and then criticisms coming. If you get less marks, there will be criticism. And then if you don't answer some kind of answer to questions, we will get a punishments. And there are so many other things. That is the gradual way of taking the punishments again later on getting a job, more punishments. Though one wanted to enjoy in the childhood before going, I do not want to go to school, but still I was forced to go to the school. I was forced to work. And for what? For nothing, which I cannot take with me later on in my when I leave this body. So for that purpose, material body, everyone are forced. It is a bewilderment, conception of bewilderment. Rajaha tamobhyam. So whenever that in this devotional service, it is in the tender age it develops. Then in the later days, it gradually, because of the pains of this material world, one will gradually understand the why devotional service is required, and what he will do, gradually reduce those material activities and coming back to the devotional service. It is always Ananda Chinmaya Ananda Mayobhyasa. He is always to be happy. Again, coming back. He has seen the world, he has seen the pains and pleasures. The pleasures are very temporary, and coming back to devotional service. And then keeping himself in connecting to the Supreme Lord under his direct protection. That is pantheism. So that is, but that is the only, and here Prabhupada further says, that is the only benefit for the impersonalist. It is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that impersonal way of the realization is more troublesome, because it reaches the goal in the indirect way. This is abjektahi gati dukkam dehavadbhir avapyate. Because people having the material bodies, it is difficult to engage himself going and concentrating on the impersonal conception. So the Krishna mentions it is very difficult for the people who have got the material bodies. For example, demigods, they can do some kind of, they have got a little bit higher level bodies. But human bodies, they have got all the five elements, and it is a burden to the living entity. Wherever he go, he has to maintain all these material elements, thinking that they are himself. That is the bewilderment. It is a burden only to the soul. It came due to the disease. So now here Prabhupada mentions, although the impersonalist also becomes obsessed with the personal feature of the Lord after a long time. So even though he performed so many years, and then at the end he has to come to Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavanam Prapadhyate Vasudev Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudatlabhal, and then he will be mind will be very peaceful later on. That is the perfection of human life. Likewise, Prabhupada is explaining to us, and Sukadeva Goswami is telling to Parikshit Maharaj. Yasyam sandharyamānāyam yogino bhakti lakshanah asu sampajyate yoga ashriyam bhadramikshataha. We shall move on to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is letter to Hayagriva, January 14th, 1970, Los Angeles. Can I request allocated devotee to read this letter?
Want me to read Bhagavatam as well, or only Prabhupada?
Yeah. Want to read, Mataji? Yeah, I can read. Go on, Mataji, please.
My dear Hargreavia, please accept my blessing. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your two letters dated January 5th and 8th, 1970, respectively, and I am so much moved from your kind sentiments that you have expressed for my humble activity. Actually, I am not worthy of any of one of the words spoken by you, but all of them are due to my spiritual master, who was the kind to me. In fact, I am a worthless person because my spiritual master ordered me to take up this work in 1922, but I did not carry his order until 1958. When I was obliged to carry out his order by his arrangement only. This means, although I was not a very enthusiastic to carry out his order, he forced me circumspectly to accept it. So this is His special mercy upon me, and I always think about this with gratitude to this exalted personality coming directly from Vaikuntha world, and we had the great fortune to meet him. I think that is the only credit on our part, that we happened to meet him by some Ajanta Sukriti, or unknown auspicious activity. He is so kind upon me that when I came to your country, where I was completely unknown, he sent to me some good soul like you, unsolicited unsolicited. So I accept you all as assistant or representative of my Guru Maharaj, who is still helping me because I am so feeble and unworthy. Anyway, the business which we have taken to work together is neither your business nor my business. As far as we are personally, uh, sorry, can you go? Personally concerned, but it is the business of Lord Chaitanya and his bona fide servant like my Guru Maharaj. Therefore, I, therefore, it is the duty of all of us to execute it as nicely as far as possible within our capacity. In other words, we shall just try to discharge our responsible duties faithfully and seriously, then all facility will come for our help. The Vrinda, the Vrindavan scheme as suggested by you appears to be very nice. You purchase the adjoining two farm in the name of ISKCON and leave it to His Holiness Kritananda Maharaj and the devotee for further development. Regarding Krishna's book, as soon as it is ready, we will begin to print to either or our own press or in Japan at it is suitable, and we shall not wait for George $19,000. His lawyer has put some difficulty in the matter, and it is not yet settled up. Regarding our enlarged revise Bhagavad Gita as it is, if possible, you can conveniently give an enlarged introduction also. Here in Los Angeles, they are selling our in literature very nicely. And yesterday, I received the blueprint of Isoponis, and this also appears very nice. Nice. If Kirtinananda Maharaj moves amongst the school, college, and university authority and includes and induce them to recommend this Isopochnist for additional reading by the student either privately or in the library. It will be great achievement. As you have read it, we had tried to discuss the nature of God, greatness, and our relationship, our relationship to Him as primary chapter of Krishna consciousness. So this book is the cheapest of all our other books, and they can easily be introduced from mass reading, and they will be benefited undoubtedly. Regarding publication by Mr. Feligent, I have got all approval, and we must take this opportunity for making our publication still more popular. Please strive for it. With your ever well wisher S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
Hare Krishna, yeah, from the starting Prabhupada, and the said, sorry. Mr. like Hargavi about it, like, he has said good word about the Prabhupada, like, so he just said it's not, I'm not worthy what that was, but it's all Guru Maharaj. So he just like, whatever is happened is Guru Maharaj mercy. And he also explained that like when he come this country, he don't know anybody, but Guru Maharaj has done some, for to arrange like person like you, and you would like, so associations, few like association, and because of his mercy we got this association. And he's also like, Guru Maharaj is my Kuta, so he also asked to take there. So this is our benefit. And yeah, so he just like talk about his Guru Maharaj, and he said like he was late. Guru Maharaj has ordered him to do this work in 1922, but he has just started in 1958. So he, so he has not carried his order straight away, so it's take longer as well. And yeah, he just mentioned about his Guru Maharaj, like, because his mercy. And then he said, it's not my work or your work, but it's like, uh, it's our, like, it's a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like it's not my business or your business, but like Lord Chaitanya mission, we are doing this work. Yeah, so this is our duty to do this work nicely. And yeah, then it's just about talk about the Krishna book, that we have to print this book. We don't have to wait until we get some approval from, like, church, because it's some getting difficulty from his solicitors. And then just talk about this, like in Los Angeles, there was his literature, his book is selling very nicely. So yeah, and this about talk about is Upanishad, that this has to be like, going to school in different places. And yeah, and in the Upanishad is discuss about the nature of God, greatness, and our relationship with Him. So it is very nice. And yeah, so that's something takeaway point.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely read and also summarized very beautifully. So much of nectarian points in this letter. And thank you, Mataji. And any other points, dear devotees, wanted to add?
Hare Krishna, yes, beautiful, beautiful letter. And Prabhupada, as you mentioned earlier on, I did transition from a child to baby and child, and then to growing up, going to school, how you have to suffer the pangs. Prabhupada went through all that. And he said he was forced into it, but he took it gracefully, and he was so humble. He actually accepted it, and it benefited him greatly, and he really appreciates it. So he took his Guru Maharaj's instructions, and he really followed it to the T, despite the sufferings he went through. We all know about how he suffered. He had 3 heart attacks on the boat, and then when he got to America, how difficult it was for him. He had to skip through all these hippies, eating meat, drinking alcohol, taking drugs, and he really went through a hard time, but he didn't give up. And he benefited from that. He's provided so much for the people. And what he came for is to serve the people. And he achieved that tremendously. From 108 temples, we have got so many now. And in fact, it's hard to count. There's so many. And the other thing is, Prabhupada is saying about how important it is to pursue the goal of printing the Aishan Upanishads and distributing it and making sure people are aware of the goodness in life. Although you have to struggle, there is such beautiful nectar in it. So how do you achieve it? You have to make commitment. And like us, we are actually the same situation. If you want to achieve these higher plane, you have to aspire to have a guru. And how is it? Is it easy to have a guru? No. You have to go through the pains. You have to do all those rituals. You have to commit to structure where you have to follow the rules and regulations and all that thing. So it's all, you have to put yourself forward and actually go through it and experience it and learn from it. And you become really, really elevated. And what's the reason? For us to go back to God. God provide us with all these things. And we come to the material world to suffer. But how are we going to get out of that suffering? We have to make an effort. That's what I got from this letter. It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely explained. Any other points, dear devotees?
Prabhuji, in other like Bhagavad Gita, is impersonalist means materialist.
Impersonalist means who is meditating on the impersonal, means there is no form, there is only the light, Brahma Jyoti, Brahmeti. They are who are meditating on that feature of the Lord is called impersonalist.
And then eventually they also come to Krishna. Like
Yes.
this was Prabhupada.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. They also attain perfection after so many lifetimes. Thank you, Mataji. Any other points, dear devotees? Okay, so that is the beautiful letter from the Prabhupada. He's so humble and he's saying, I'm feeble and unworthy. So this is also we see in the exalted personalities like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also mentions, I'm lower than a worm in the stool. Some kind of like the statements are very, very powerful here to explain us what we are feeling, what we are thinking, what is our prestige. Do I have a car? Do I have got riches and everything? They are not the qualifications. Humbleness. This is Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sashna Amani Namanadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi. So here is the direct example that of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada, so many things, there are so many things we see as an examples in the scriptures.
Yeah, because Bhakti Maharaj, Charu Maharaj, I was listening one lecture, he was mentioning that we have to be very, very small and then like, even alone. Then we don't have to think any like very, very small. Like, that's where we only can get to the God. So, yeah, to know that we are something more than we are the smallest.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Okay, so that is.
Prabhupada is, even though he is doing work, but he always giving his all credit to his spiritual master. And
Yes, all due to the mercy of Guru and Krishna. And also one point, just Prabhupada using the Ishopanishad, it is mentioning that one has to remember and understand the relationship. And so this one, so yesterday we were reading some how this could be possible. So by remembering Krishna, these are Vedas. Personified Vedas are glorifying Krishna. So they are saying, and here, so the descriptions are coming. By remembering Krishna, one who is pure becomes pure. Who is impure becomes pure. By remembering me, one who follows no vows, he becomes a strict follower of vows. By remembering me, one who is desireless develops desire to serve me. And by remembering me, one who has studied no Vedic mantras becomes an expert knower of the Vedas. Just by remembering Krishna. Very beautiful. Yesterday, Ratan Prabhuji shared this information. from the Gopala Tapani Upanishad. Okay, just wanted to share again here today. So that is Isha Upanishad is also remembering always what is the relationship, what is his greatness, and why we need to remember him. We are not qualified for anything at all. Just because remembering him, we get everything. So that is from Prabhupada's letter and from the announcements point of view. So coming Tuesday is our preaching session with Sharanya Mataji. He is going to take us through the selected topic. And that is the only upcoming event. And day devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Otherwise, we will move on to the Sloka learning. Hare Krishna. Okay. I shall now go into the Sloka learning. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 2, verse number 33. So in the last chapter, in the last shloka, so the Goswami was saying, Yata hi avahito vahnihi daruhu ekaha svoyonishu naneva bhati viswatma bhuteshu cha tata puman. So that was, he was saying, the Lord as super soul pervades all things just as fire permeates wood. So he appears to be of many varieties, though he is the absolute one without a second. So he is, so the Goswami said, and further, in the previous verses, tata vila taya vilistvesheshu guneshu gunavaniva anta pravishtabhati vijnanena vijrumbitaha. All once he creates the cosmic manifestation and he enters into it. Although he is within the material modes of nature and appears to be one of the created beings, he is always fully enlightened in his transcendental position. So that is the mode that Suta Goswami is telling to Saunakadi sages. Now, today he is saying that by entering into this cosmos, what he will do. So because all the living entities, there are part and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he makes these living entities to feel those pains and pleasures of this material nature because they wanted to enjoy, like they wanted to imitate Krishna. So in the spiritual world, they also when Krishna is engaging in his pastimes, they have got developed that desire. They also wanted to enjoy separately from the Lord. That's why they have got an opportunity to enter into this material world and enjoy. So here, the super soul enters into the bodies of the created beings who are influenced by the modes of material nature and causes them to enjoy the effects of these modes by the subtle mind. So that is asau gunamayihi bhavaihi bhut sukshmendriya bhuta sukshmendriyatmabihi swanirmiteshu nidvisto bhungte bhojeshu tadgunan. असौ गुणमयैः भावैः भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्. So can I request dear devotees kindly recite? We shall go into the alphabetical order. Gaurangi Mataji, would you like to recite this verse 3 times? So this is
Yes, Prabhuji.
असौ गुणमयैः भावैः भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yeah. Aso gunamaira bhavaira bhuta susmendriyatma viha so nirmite su nirvisto bhungte bhute su tadgunan. Aso gunamaira bhavaira bhuta susmendriyatma viha so nirmite su nirvisto bhungte bhute su tadbhagunan. Aso gunamaira bhavaira bhuta susmendriyatmi ma viha so nirmite su nirvista bhungte bhute su tadgunan. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So here, Sukshmendriya Atma Bihi. So here, IH is there. We need to say Ihi, semicolon. When there is a AH, aha, then EH, ehe, something like that, it goes. Whenever it mixes with the vowels before it. A, I, O, U, they are the vowels. And H is the Visarga here. H under the dot, there is a dot under it. It is the Visarga. So whenever we say Ihi, so Atma Bihi, like that. So Asau Gurumaihi Bhavaihi. So here Bhavair. Here whenever we are combinedly doing it, this is Asau Gurumaihi Bhavair both Sukshmendriyatmabihi Swarimitesu Nidhishto Bhungte Bhuteshu Tadgunan. It goes like that. And whenever we stop here, it comes like a Bhavaihi, and then it comes HIH. So the R is going to be replaced. So in the similar way, sometimes S also going to be replaced with the H. Also Gunamayahi. So here also Gunamayahi. Here Gunamayir is there, and here it is Gunamayahi in the synonyms. So whenever we split the words trying to say differently, we pronounce the H. Other whenever we are combining, then we pronounce the R there. असौ गुणमयैर् भावैर् भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्दिष्ट भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्. Whenever if I say just asau gunamayihi bhavaihi, just giving some space or taking a breath between two words. Asau gunamayihi bhavaihi bhuta sukshmendriyatmabihi swa nirmiteshu nidvishto bhunkte bhuteshu tadgunan. So taking a little bit of breath between each and every word, then this visarga comes into the picture to be pronounced properly. Thank you so much, Mataji. You did very nicely. Can I request Jahna Kanya Mataji next?
Hare Krishna. Asau Gunamayer Bhavari Bhuta Sasmedriya Atmabhi Swanirmiteshu Nirvishto Bhunkte Bhuteshu Tadgunan. Asau Gunamayer Bhavari Bhuta Suksmedri Atmabhi Swam Nirmistisho Nirvishto Bhunkte Bhuteshu Tadgunan Asau Gunamayer Bhavir Bhuta Suksmedriyatmanvihi Swanirmitisho Nirvishto Bhunkte Bhuteshu Tadgunan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully recited. Can I request Meena Mataji next?
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Aso guna meri bhave. Aso guna meri bhave. Bhuta sukshmendriyatmabhi. Swanimitesu navishtu भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान् असो गुणमये भावे सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वानिमेतेषु न निविष्टो भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान् असो गुणमये भावे भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिमितेषु निविष्टो भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्.
Hare Krishna, very beautifully recited, Mataji. Thank you so much. Can I request Saranya Mataji next?
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Aso Gunamayir Bhavir Bodha Sukshmendriyatmabhihi Swanirmideshu Nirvishto Bhukte Bhudeshu Tatgunan. Aso Gunamayir Bhavir Bodha Sukshmendriyatmabhihi Swanirmideshu Nirvishto Bhukte Bhudeshu Tatgunan. असो गुणमयैर्भावैर्भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्. हरे कृष्ण.
Once more, Mataji, you want to do?
असो गुणमयैर्भावैर्भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण. असो गुणमयैर्भावैर्भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्. असो गुणमयैर्भावैर्भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्. असो गुणमयैर्भावैर्भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Everyone recited very beautifully. So this is Aso Gurmayaihi Bhavaihi Bhota Sukshma Indriyatmabhihi Indriya Atmabhihi Swa Nirmiteshu Nirvisto Bhunkte Bhuteshu Tadgunan. And so before we enter into here, there is, we see there is a dot underscore n. There are two letters in the consonants na and ana. Ana, it comes as a kind of a second na. This is also guna. Whenever we mention guna, it comes like a guna. Otherwise, guna na normal na ana. It pronounces a bit differently whenever there is a dot under n. Also, gunamayahi bhavaihi bhota sukshma. And then here, yes, is the sha. Suksha, sukshma, indriya, atmabhihi. And this is swa nirmiteshu. This is again shu. It is the third sa, that is sha. And then nirvisto. And this is nirvisto again, third sa, nirvisto. This is again, there is a dot under T. There are two tas. This is in the consonants, the letters like kakka, ghaghanya, chacha, jajjaini, tatta, daddhana, tatta, daddhana, pappa, bhabbama, ya, ra, ara, la, va, sya, sha, sa, ha, ksha. So these are how they are. So here, ta, tha. This is nirvishto. Nirvishto bhunkte bhuteshu tadgunan. And here bhunkte, this bhunkte bhuteshu tadgunan. Again here there is n underscore guna. It is comes as ana, the second na. Gunan. This is the first na. So these are the different way of syllables they are forming in the as a verse. So because of this grammar, they will never ever be changed. Even though one tries to change it, it will be easily recognized. This is not the right thing. That's why scriptures, they will never ever be changed. If it is English statement, anyone can come and add something or remove something like that. But these are the Sanskrit verses. They cannot be changed by anyone. That's why they will always be coming by dharana. One remembers all these verses. Okay, so now the devotees, before we ask the synonyms further and context, if you have got any questions, kindly raise. Otherwise, we'll request the devotees to go line by line. Okay. Gauringi Mataji, would you like to explain this one? Aso gunamayaihi bhavaihi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Aso gunamayi bhavai. Also that Paramatma Gunamahi influenced by the modes of nature, Bhavahi naturally means Aso means Paramatma, says Supreme Lord of Krishna. Gunamayi means he have many knowledge, many knowledge, and we have that all knows. Then bhavai means bhavai means naturally is nature from his uh, from his body or something. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I explain this, Prabhuji. I cannot anymore, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. You did very nicely. This is Gunamaya. He is influenced by the modes of nature. And the Lord, as a Paramatma, he wanted to give that feelings to the living entities. So that is the context he is mentioning. The Lord coming, entering into this material world, influenced by the modes of nature. For what purpose? We are going to see it. Can I request Jafna Kanya Mataji for the second line? Bhota Sukshma Indriya Atma Bihi.
Right, Hare Krishna. So Bhuta means created, and Shukshma means subtle, and Indriya senses, Atmabhi by the living beings. So it's saying that through the Lord has created the three modes of material nature, and so we have to choose between how we manipulate them to get the goodness of these three modes of there's three modes of material nature. So there are subtle difference between them, but we have to look for the goodness, which is the mode of goodness, and use our senses to channel this journey from all the others, the ignorance, the passion, and a channel, because we live through them in a subtle way. We will have to what shall we say? We should journey ourselves to performing goodness in our lives. So it's connected with the senses. So you have to, in a way, try and overcome the desire to get attracted to the material temporary world, and to channel towards the spiritual higher plane, to reach Krishna. So it's actually giving us some direction how we can as living beings, how we can actually achieve better permanent situation and not be reborn in this material punishing world. That's what I gather, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here, Sudha Goswami says, Bota Sukshma Indriya Atma Bihi. So, what are these? Both Sukshma Indriya, these are the Tanmatras. Tanmatras are sense of sight, sense of smell, sense of hearing, sense of touch, and sense of taste. These are all both are sukshma indriyas. These are tanmatras. They are in the subtle way. We cannot see them. We only feel them. We feel only those things. Atma bihi. And for the to feel those living entities, Krishna, he enters as a Paramatma. Also, Gunamayihi Bhavaihi both Sukshma Indriyatmabihi. So he created these Tanmatras for the sake of living entities to feel them so that they will also experience such kind of whatever they wanted to enjoy in this material world. Thank you, Mataji. So can I request Swarimitesu Nirvisto? Saranya Mataji, would you like to go? Oh, sorry, Meena Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Swanimitesu nirvishto. Swanimitesu nirvishto. Swanimitesu is in his own creation. Nivishtes, niviste, nivishto means entering. Yeah, nivishto. So Swanimitesu nirvishto. So in his own creation, and nivishto means entering. And so like anyone, it's just anyone enter in his creation. There's something.
Okay. So thank you, Mataji. So the Lord, he enters into his own creation. This is just like whenever we are children, we create a small kind of a playhouse and we want to enter into it and enjoy by ourselves. So that is what we used to do because our enjoyment. Here, Krishna also enters for what purpose? He make the living entities to experience those things in his own creation is his own, and also he also enters here as a playful thing. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, can I request Saranya Mataji for Bhukte Bhuteshu?
Hare Krishna. Bhukte causes to enjoy, Bhuteshu in the living entities. So here it says like Krishna as Paramatma enters into the creation and where he created the subtle indriyas, and through that Krishna causes to enjoy the living entities. Like the whole purpose of Krishna creating this material world and doing all this is because sometime we wanted to enjoy separately. We wanted to enjoy the lord it over the material nature. So that's why Krishna created the material world to allow out of his causeless mercy to allow us to enjoy and understand what we will suffer or what will happen if we want to enjoy separately. So in order to do that, Krishna himself comes as expand as Paramatma, and he come along with every living entities, and he created the Indriyas, and he give the ability to enjoy, because in order to enjoy also we need ability. So Krishna provide that as like subtle, because we know for blind people also have eyes, but they don't have the sight. So that is a subtle thing. That is difference between. So that subtle capacity, that enjoying capacity is granted by Krishna. So that bhukte, so Krishna causes us to enjoy, the living entities to enjoy in the material world, where he created the material world, and he enters as a Paramatma, and he gave the ability for the living entities to enjoy uh, the what they want. So yeah, that is bhukte bhuteshu, causes to enjoy the living entities. So Hare Krishna, Prabhu, is it right, Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, you have explained very nicely, perfect. So for this one, the exact words also been in given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, the similar kind of words. Do you remember, Mataji?
No, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Any dear devotees to it is mentioned in the Prakriti, Purusha, and the enjoyer. Prakriti, Purusha, and the nature. Purusha, Prakriti, this is भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजानुगुणा कारणं गुणसङ्गस्य सद् असद्योनि जन्मसु. This is, if I just click this one, this letter, this, it also taking us to different in the Bhagavad Gita 13:22. Purusha prakritisto hi bhunte prakritijanugunan karanam gunasangasya sad asadhyoni janmasu. So the living entity in the material world, nature, thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with the material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species. Here also, Krishna says, Bhunte Prakriti Jan Gunan, Purusha Prakriti Stohi. He is kept in the nature by the Supreme Lord, and then he will enjoy. So those are the words, bhungte. So here, Soto Goswami says, bhungte bhuteshu tadgunan. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Can I request Usha Mataji? What are these tadgunan?
Hare Krishna. That's good. Like those modes of nature. So the Paramatma created the word, and then he created like a three modes of material nature. So the living entities wants to like enjoy the material life, and then Paramatma giving them the choice. So he's like they this guna, and they put it in every living entities, and yes, so like Paramatma give the every living entity a choice to live, and the secret is the word. Is that possible?
Mataji, I couldn't hear you very well.
No, I'm
Sorry.
just saying. No. Oh, okay. So the like those modes of nature, like Paramatma creates the three modes of material, like nature, and then he puts in living entity, everybody's give them like they can live they give the choice to uh, in material life, and the Paramatma create the world. So everybody, every living entity can enjoy the nature. Is that accurate?
Yes, Mataji, thank you so much. That is,
Yes.
by the three material modes of nature, the Lord is going to make the living entities to feel. So, three material modes of nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Due to the goodness, manah nirmalam phalam, What is the use of it? One will be very peaceful. That is the mode of goodness. And Rajaha, it is the karmani. He is the it is only to feel pains and pleasures in the mode of passion. And ignorance, it is ajnanam, and it is the ignorance. Ajnanam tamaha, and he doesn't know what he is doing, and he thinks dharma to be adharma, adharma to be dharma, and he will go in his own ways and then ruining himself. ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः जगानिगुण वृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः. This is in the mode of goodness, he will be elevated into upper planetary systems. In the mode of passion, who is struggling for his personal enjoyment, madhye tishtanti rajasaha. Where is madhya? It is the earth. Again, he will come back to Bhuloka. After leaving his body, again back to Bhuloka. And Jaganiguna Vrittistha Adogachini Tamasaha. People in the mode of ignorance, and they engaging in the horrible activities and fall down. And likewise, the living entities, in their by the nature of their qualities, they experience these pains and pleasures, and they'll be entangled here for longer time if they got those desires. So here, Sukadeva Goswami is saying all these things. असो गुणमयैः भावैः बोध सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्. So can I request Radha Sevka Mataji to recite and also just to read the translation also.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. असो गुणमयी भावेर भूता सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वानिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणा. So the translation is
3 times, Mataji.
3 times, okay. असो गुणमयेर भावेर भूता सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वानिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणा. असो गुणमयेर भावेर भूतसु सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वानिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्.
Translation.
The supersoul enters into the bodies of the created beings who are influenced by the modes of material nature and causes them to enjoy the effects of these modes by the subtle mind.
Can you explain, Mataji, in 1 or 2 statements what you think of it?
So obviously Krishna enters the bodies of all the beings who are influenced by material nature. So the 3 gunas, sattva, rajotama. So each and every single one of them, and causes them to enjoy the effects of these modes by the subtle mind. So the subtle mind is created due to someone's past deeds and their thinking and their karma, and so depending on whatever the subtle mind is thinking, if you're born in any one of those, in those modes, you will, Krishna as Paramatma allows that being to experience both the effect of that guna. So for example, if one is in the mode of ignorance, then as the Paramatma, that person will have the mentality of an ignorant person. So they will eat meat, they will be in those circumstances
where they are able to enjoy that. They'll be lazy, they'll be inertia. So that's provided for them in that mode. In the mode of passion, they'll be put into situations by which they are, always active. They're in heroic positions. They want power. So that again is provided for them. And in the mode of goodness, they're also given the opportunity to associate in the mode of like where there's more peace, where the atmosphere is more purer. So either way, they're all enjoying, but according to what their own desire is.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely explained. So this is for the living entities to experience those pains and pleasures. Lord arranges and facilitate all these things through three material modes of nature. We also eat and enjoy. A pig also eat its own ingredients and it enjoys. A worm in the stool, it also eats and enjoys. So the pains and pleasures, they feel the same, but they fall into the lower categories. They are also satisfied, they also derive pleasure. Pains and pleasures, it is common across all the living entities. Either it is a cow or a dog, it eats and enjoy. Human also eat and enjoy. There is no difference in the quality, it is enjoyment. But where they're taking the pleasure, it depends. That is either in the ignorance mood or in the passion or goodness. Thank you so much, Mataji. So all the devotees, can I request once again to take the turns and then recite, and then we'll move on to different part. Can I request Gauringi Mataji once again, 3 times?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Okay. Aso gunamayir bhavai bhutar susmendriyatmavihi so nirmitesu nirvisto bhunte bhutesu tadgunan. Aso gunamayir bhavai bhuta susmendriyat atmabhihi so nirmitesu nirvisto bhunte bhutesu tadgunan. Aso gunamayir bhavair bhuta susmendriyatmabhihi so nirmitesu nirvisto bhunte bhutesu tadgunan. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Can I request Jahnu Kanya Mataji next?
Hare Krishna. Aso gunamayir bhavair bhuta shukshmendriyatman bi swanirmisteshu nirvishto bhunkte bhuteshu tadgunan. Aso gunamayir bhaviri bhute shukshme driyatmabhi swanirmiteshu nirvishto bhunkte bhuteshu tadgunan. Aso gunamayir bhaviri bhuta shukshmendriyatman bihi swanirmisteshu nirvishto bhunkte bhuteshu tadgunan. Hare Krishna.
You want to do once again, Mataji?
Oh, wasn't it 3? Okay. Aso gunamayir Aso gunamayir bhaveri bhute sukshme driyatmabhi swanirmiteshu nirvishto bhunkte bhuteshu tadgunan. Aso gunamayir bhaveri bhuta sukshme driyatmabhi swanirmiteshu nirvishto Bhunte bhuteshu tadgunan. Asau gunamayir bhaveri. Bhuta suksmendriyatmabhi. Swanirmiteshu nirveshtu. Bhunte bhuteshu tadgunan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very perfectly recited, Mataji. Hope you remember all these lines, all these words, and the words completely. So can I
I'm sorry, I've got to go now. So can you please repeat where you the reference to get to to the verses, please? You know, when you have to do a reference, how easy it was. You just stopped something and got it.
It is the first canto, chapter 2, verse number 33.
Yes. Okay, no, I don't mean that. I meant when you were trying to find out the reference that correlates with this verse.
Yes, Mataji, that one. It is the Srimad Bhagavad-gita, chapter 13, verse number 22.
22. But you just tap into something and you got it straight away. What did you do?
So here in the synonyms, there is a bhungte, there is the word
Ah,
bhungte.
right. Okay. Yeah, I got it.
When I click that one, it will
Yeah.
take all this, wherever it is being used, Bhagavad
Oh,
Gita.
wonderful.
And then
Wonderful.
here, Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter 22, here it shows. So I'm just going to.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
away.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. I didn't know that. It's so easy to get references. Wonderful. Haribol. But you have to go into something first, don't you?
Yes, Mate. So first we need to click this one.
Database.
Yeah. Why it is used here, and it is there something like I can find in the Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita? It will take us there. It will show.
Oh, right. Okay. Haribol. Yeah.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day, everybody.
You too, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Temple is calling. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Can I request Meena Mataji next?
Hare Krishna. Aso gunamaye bhave bhut aso gunamaye bhave bhutta suksmendriyatmabhi swanimite sunirvishto bhukte 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 bhute sutadgunan aso gunamaye bhave bhuta suksmendriyatmabhi स्वनिमितेषु निर्विष्ट भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान् असो गुणमये भावे सूक्ष्म असो गुणमये भावे भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिमितेषु निर्विष्टो भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Nicely reciting. So try to remember these verses, the words and everything else. If you are trying in your 3 times, try to remember or without looking also you can try as well. Thank you, Mataji. Can I request Saranya Mataji next?
Hare Krishna. असो गुणमयैर्भावैर्भूतसूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान् असो गुणमयैर्भावैर्भूतसूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान् असो गुणमयैर्भावैर्भूतसूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्.
Very beautifully recited, Mataji. Do you remember the verse now?
Now I remember from what after sometimes I remember.
Okay, would you like to try without looking it?
We'll try to go. असो गुणमयैर्भावैर्भूतसूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मिदेषु निर्विष्टो भोक्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्.
Perfect.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So, we're quickly grasping all these verses and remembering. It is very beautiful. Though it will be remembering for a few times due to dharanaya. Dharana is again and again repeatingly. Tat samsmritya samvadam imam adbhutam. Likewise, remembering again and again. We will remember these verses. Thank you so much, Mataji. Can I request Usha Mataji next?
Hare Krishna. Asho gunamayi bhave bhuta sukshmendriyatmapihi swanirmitesu nirvishto bhutesu tatgunat. Asho gunamayi bhave bhuta sukshmendriyatmapihi swanirmitesu nirvishto bhutesu tatgunat. Asho gunamayi bhave भूतसूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तत्पुराम्.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mataji. Do you remember the verse? I want to try without looking.
Yes, Prabhupada. Asho gunamayi bhave भूतसूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तत्पुराम्.
Perfect. That is super.
Thank you, Prabhupada.
Very wonderful. Can I request Radha Sevka Mataji? Would you like to recite again 3 times?
असो गुणामयी भावेर्भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वानिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्. असो गुणामयैर्भावैर्भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वानिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्. असो गुणामयैर्भावैर्भूतसूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वानिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mataji. So just do you remember Mataji this verse?
Little bit. असो गुणामयैर्भावैर्भूतसूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वानिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Mataji. So when we are here, bhavaihi. So there is a BH. We need to pronounce bha. It is a we're stressing bha and bhota and bhunkte, bhuteshu. These are, it comes, this little bit of air also comes from the mouth. Otherwise, it's simply bhu or not bhu. We need to say bhu and keeping some air in the cheeks and then bhu and then release at once. Bhu, bhuteshu, bhunkte. That is the way these Sanskrit sound vibrations come into the picture. असो गुणमयैः भावैः भूतसूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मित्वेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान्. And here, so these are the words here. This is the na and this is one kind of na and this is another na. This is second na. This is gunan and this is the first na in the consonants of the Sanskrit. So just stressing of those sounds are very, very important. Thank you so much, Mataji, and thank you all the dear devotees. You have done very nicely. There is a little purport. Can I request Gauringi Mataji, would you like to read this little purport before we move on to the Ramayana?
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Purport. There are 8 lakh for 84 1000 Prabhuji, this?
8.4 million species, Mataji.
Okay. There are 8.4 million species of living being, beginning from the highest intellectual being, Brahma, down to the um, i- insignificant ant, and all of them are enjoying the material world according to the desire of the subtitle mind and gross material body. The gross material body is based on the condition of the subtle mind, and the sense are created according to the desire of the living being. The Lord as Paramatma helps the living being to get material happiness, because the living being is helpless in all respect in obtaining what he desired. He proposed, and the Lord disposes. In another sense, the living being are parts and parcels of the Lord. They are therefore one with the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, the living being in all va- varieties of bodies have been claimed by the Lord as his song. The suffering and enjoyment of the Son are indirectly the suffering and enjoyment of the Father. Still, the Father is not in any way affected directly by the suffering and enjoyment of the sons. He is so kind that he constantly reminds with the living being is Paramatma, and always tries to convert the living being towards the real happiness. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely read. So this is how the living entities are suffering, feeling these pains and pressures with the help of Krishna. And just gradually, he is always looking towards the living entity when he will turn towards Krishna. He is the Upadrashta, Anamanta, cha, Bhakta, Bhokta, Maheshwaraha. He is bearing all of us at every moment. When we are trying to enjoy all these things, it is a burden. He will give the body and to enjoy. He is still always watching us. So we should not be burdened to the Lord. Of course, the Lord doesn't feel that one. But here, if you are asking the Father, always, Father, give me this, give me the dog body, give me the pig body, give me the human body, give me like that. I want you to enjoy more and more. He gives, but there should be an end to it. And then we need to stop. Father, what can I do? I have got this body. How can I engage myself? That is the thing. Real happiness would be. And then Lord gives, okay, you stay with me, my child, and then I will take you to my abode, and then we will enjoy there. So that is Manishitanu Anubhoyam Mamaloka Avalokanam. One has to experience the real happiness in the spiritual planet. Thank you so much, Mataji, and everyone else. So we shall move on to the Ramayana. So we are already nearly 8 o'clock, but we will just cover very small portion of.
Sorry,
Yes,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Can we like next time we do alternately, like one time Ramayana, so we can get time to both
Yes,
sloka learning, because otherwise like this 8 o'clock and we just have like sloka learner and we cannot read that much of Ramayana as well. Well, next week, just suggestion.
yes, Mataji. So the shlokas means that is called dharana. Dharana means remembering the Lord. Because if I ask you to pray to the Lord, then what will you say? I have got some kind of problems. Oh my dear, please help me. How many words do we get by our prayers to ask? Just in English, maybe hardly 10 words or 15 words will come, and then again and again same words will be coming. That is, but when we are taking these verses, we glorify the Lord, we ask the things, and what is the best thing, which is free from all material contamination. By our material tongue, we cannot ask the right thing. We cannot pray rightly. We have to take the scriptures, pray to the Lord. Everything is already there. We have to take it and be a medium to recite and with our mood. Then everything will come perfectly. And the Ramayana, we are hearing this Ramayana to understand, to develop our behavior. Rama, Ayana. What are the Rama's actions at every moment of his life? How I can take those things and implement in our life. How he has been equal minded in all circumstances.
So that's why, like, because my question is like, so ultimately 1 week we do the Ramayana and other week we do the Sloka learning. So we get enough time for both. Or I don't know.
Is not sufficient, you mean, Mataji?
Sorry?
The time is not sufficient for Ramayana as well?
No, because 8 o'clock, like normally we finish, so like Ramayana we only can read one paragraph or something, we cannot read more because everybody's leaving. So I thought if alternately 1 week we do the Ramayana and 1 week so everybody can take part in both as well.
Yes, Mataji, I agree. But
So,
we have got very few days in a week and everyone's time is limited. I'm happy if anyone wanted to take this kind of facilitate on one day.
no, it's not like 1 week, like one Sunday we do the Ramayana, other Sunday we do the Sloka learner.
Or like that.
Like it's just Ramayana 1 week, just Ramayana, another week just Sloka.
Okay. Yeah, I got it, Mataji, now what you mean.
So that we, like, other devotee can take parts and participate in Ramayana, we can read more, like, as well, and Sloka as well. Or just read some Ramayana, then do the Sloka afterwards. So it give more time sometimes in Ramayana and then the Sloka.
Yes, Mataji. So that is a perfect idea. So if devotees are happy, I'm also happy with that one. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, I agree with
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because on Sunday we have services. So if we finish by 8, then that's great. Like for me, anyway. Obviously, other people.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. So just maximum 8. We need to wind up everything. That is what my plan is as well. Sometimes the conversations go beyond. I agree with Mataji. So I think from next Saturday, we follow that one. Maybe for now, we can read just one paragraph by each devotee and then we'll stop this Ramayana just to honor Ramayana. Okay. So we have so far in the Ramayana come to up to this particular point where the Satananda, Janaka's head priest, and he spoke to the princess glorifying about the history of Vishwamitra. And now Rama, Lakshmana, and Vishwamitra, they're all in the palace of Janaka Maharaja. And Satananda, Janaka's head priest, he's speaking to Rama and Lakshmana, explaining all these things. And then Janaka, he's requested Rama and Lakshmana to take rest for that night, and then we will speak tomorrow morning later on. And then he just received the guests very nicely. And then in the next day, Janaka has come before the before Vishwamitra and asking them and inquiring from him. And then here he has showed the Sivadhan. First, before showing the Sivadhanasu, he is explaining the glories of the Sivadhanasu. And that is what he has. Janaka's ancestor Devarata, he received it from the demigods, from the Lord Shankara. And now since then it has been kept in the king's family, being worshipped as if it were Shiva himself. So now I'm going to request the devotees. So now 4 devotees are there. Request each devotee take 1 paragraph, and then we will wind up there. Can I request Meena Mataji or Gaurangi Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'll read first then.
The first paragraph.
Okay. Janaka continues speaking to the sect and the princess, who listened with great curiosity. Once I was performing a sacrifice to place the gods in order to get a worthy um, successor in my line. As the sacrificial ground was being prepared with a golden plowshare, a wonderful child appearance from out of the earth itself. And this female child, who became known by the name of Sita, grew up in my place as my daughter. Her beauty is match, matchless. I have received her with love and will give her in marriage to whoever can show exceptional uh, prowess. Various rulers and princes have approached me and sued for her hand, saying these kings I set a standard for winning Sita, saying whose over can hold and string the mighty bow of Shiva will with this princess. Many proud
Hare Krishna.
kings.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So this is
Okay.
1 devotee, 1 paragraph only.
Okay. Sorry.
Here, Janaka, he is telling about the pastime of Sita Mata, and she was uh, uh, in the appeared from the earth when he was plowing the land with the golden plowshare. A wonderful child appeared from the out of the earth itself, and then she is so beautiful and exceptionally. Mm, and she's matchless. Her beauty is matchless. He raised with so much of love and affection, and he has put a standard that he would to give equal to get the equal husband to Sita Mata. He has put a standard. So many kings they approached and then sued him for her hand, but he has put a standard that whoever can hold and sting the mighty bow of Shiva will win this princess. A bold statement. That is the standard. Okay, next. Can I request Meena Mataji next?
Hare Krishna. Many proud kings thought they would easily bend the bow. However, coming before the bow, they were soon shorn of their valor, and pride. They were hardly able to move the bow even slightly for less lift and string it. Angry at their failure, numerous came together besieged Mithila for 1 full year. When my resources were exhausted, I prayed to the God for support. I then received from them a vast army equipped with every kind of weapon. That celestially army quickly dispersed those bellicose kings in all directions. Thus this bow remained pure, uncount, and awaiting some truly power kings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So
The
here
powerful,
one thing. Yes. Yes, Mataji.
sorry, powerful king. Yeah.
Yeah, powerful king. Yes. So here, Janaka Maharaj, even though so many other kings, they are trying to seize him, but Janaka, he did not take anyone's help. He is directly taking the help of the demigods. So, and his resources were exhausted, and he prayed to the gods for support, and they have come and they defeated all these bellicose kings in all directions. So that is the power of Janaka. That's why he was mentioned by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Just by carrying out his duties, he became Sreshtaha. Yad yadachariti Sreshtaha tat tad devetaro naraha. So we shall go into the next one, next paragraph. Can I request Radha Sevka Mataji, next paragraph?
Janaka looked at the two brothers. Rama's fame had reached him, and he felt sure that the prince would win his daughter's hand. As the king beheld Rama's beautiful features, his powerful physique, and noble bearing, he longed for the prince to pass the test and become his son-in-law. He stood before Vishwamitra with folded palms. Come now, O sage, and bring these boys with you. If you can string the bow, then the hand of the divinely born Sita will be won.
Thank you, Mataji. So now this is now clearly stated. So here we need to see what are the observations. We need to observe who is speaking what. So now Janaka has explained about the bow and how it is being protected, how his kingdom is protected. Now after explaining all these things, he came in front of Vishwamitra with folded palms and saying, and he also looking at Rama that he wanted Rama to be his son-in-law. So now, keeping that desire in the heart, he's saying to Sage, come now, O Sage, bring these boys with you. If any can sting the bow, then the hand of the divinely born Sita will be won. That is the next. Can I request Usha Mataji to read another paragraph?
Yes, Hare Krishna. And Janaka led them to the part of his great palace where the bow was kept. It was stored in an iron chest which was adorned with gold engravings and covered over with numerous flower garlands. 300 powerfully built men somehow managed to move the chest to the center of the hole where it lay. Janaka turned towards Ram. Here is the wonderful celestial bow. It has been kept and worshipped by the Janakas for many generations. Not even the gods, demons, yakshas, gandharvas, or kinnaras can string it. How then could any ordinary man gaze upon this bow, O Rama? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So now, after taking Rama and Lakshmana, so now Janaka is ordered his men to bring the bow, and then they brought 300 powerfully built men somehow managed to move the chest to the center of the hall. Now Janaka turning towards Rama, He's saying to the Rama now, here is the wonderful celestial bow. It has been kept and worshipped by the Janakas for many generations. By here, the word Janakas means there are so many people with the name Janaka. That is mentioned number of times. Not only the father of Sita, there are other Janakas as well, maybe in the same lineage or for many generations. Not even the gods, demons, yakshas, gandharvas, or kinnaras can sting it. How then could any ordinary man? So he is just giving a challenge. Gaze now upon this bow, O Rama. So he is telling Lord Ramachandra. So this is the beauty of it. So we take pleasure in each and every sentence of Ramayana, how Rama is going to do. So here, just to bring what is the important thing, here after telling, Rama bowed down in respect and then walked slowly around it, around the bow. See how Rama is acting here. And he looked towards Vishwamitra, who nodded slightly. And here, again, permission of Guru, spiritual master Vishwamitra, and then on the consent of Vishwamitra, then understanding Vishwamitra's indication, then only Rama stood with joined palms at the bow's center. He turned to Janaka. And it is not Ramachandra's wish, anything here. So one is Janaka is telling and asking him, and Vishwamitra nodded it, and Rama is offering his obeisances to the Sivadhanasu. And then he turned to Janaka, I wish to attempt your test. I shall now try to lift this heavenly bow to gauge its weight and strength. See, just to understand its weight and strength. There is no mood of to win a Sita's hand here. He just wanted to test it. That is the mood of it. Okay, we shall cover this one and the next Sunday. That is from the Ramayana. Okay, so we shall stop here. So, dear devotees, if you have got any additions or you wanted to share anything on Ramayana or anything you wanted to share on Krishna consciousness, kindly share before we wind up. Hare
So
Krishna.
like next week we do like Ramayana or how? What Sunday? Next Sunday.
Okay, Mataji, so we will take whatever you say, we will follow it. What do you want to do?
So like it says like this time we have more time we spend Sloka learning, so we didn't get that enough time to Ramayana. So next week we just do Ramayana.
Thank you, Mataji, for giving those
No, I'm
instructions.
not saying it's up to you, but I
We
thought
will take your word as our
no,
instruction.
not my word. So I just was suggesting, so just you know what we are doing.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Yeah, we'll be announcing that one tomorrow morning in a way the devotees come.
And other things like this is a Valmiki Ramayana, isn't
Yes.
it? Okay, because still see Ramayana a little bit different than whatever said here. And
Yes, there are different Ramayanas, Mulla Ramayanam, Tulasi Ramayanam, so many other versions by different parts of the world. But Valmiki Ramayana is the prominent because here Brahma has come to Valmiki and he gave direct instruction to compose. That's
okay.
why it is prominent and authoritative. Other devotees, they have composed those in the mood. But this is the authority. Valmiki Ramayana is the authority. Authenticative literature. That's why
Like
we kept in the Veda base. Yes.
yeah, but I also heard like Tulsi also is Valmiki, one of his incarnation of Valmiki. Yeah. Tulsidas.
I do not know Mataji about those Tulsidas.
Okay, that's fine.
So once we hear, but let's not enter into which we are not
Yeah,
aware
this
of.
is just fine, yeah, because we are just moved whatever, yeah. That's only we have to think about whatever they said, nothing about whoever, whatever they said.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. If it is a bona fide source like Veda base and scriptures, references,
Yeah,
Valmiki Ramayana or Mahabharata, or
yeah.
Puranas and
Mm,
Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, these are
mm,
all our references.
mm. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Any other comments, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. As you mentioning, like when we go to the temple in front of deity, so we pray with like a Sanskrit sloka. So which is like a good prayer to that, like there's a Christmas Stuti or there's a Brahmaji's praying. So like so please can you suggest like and then I sometimes in front of deity just can't speak anything, just wish them. So
Yes,
like we
Mataji.
can do that. Some sloka, Prabhu.
So this is, thank you so much, Mataji, asking. Very, very beautiful and interesting question. And that is the intelligence way of inquiring. And here, the devotee, for example, I am in a very distressed condition. What should I be doing? Then, so like we were doing, and trying to recite these Arjuna's prayers and Uttara prayer. That is one mood. And Kunti Maharani, she was protected. And after that, when Krishna is leaving to Dwaraka, at the time, her prayers, that's a different mood. And Sukadeva Goswami, he does his prayers before reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, explaining further to Parikshit Maharaj. That is a different mood. Bhishma Dev, when he was leaving his body, it's a different mood. Those prayers are exalted, winding up of material pastimes by Bhishma, it's a different mood. And when Krishna is entering into Dwaraka, all the Dwaraka people, they are praying to the Lord in one mood, welcoming him in a different mood. And when Krishna is leaving from Hastinapura to Dwaraka, and Hastinapura women, they are glorifying Krishna in a kind of Sarvasruti Manoharaha. They are glorifying, exceeding the Vedas. That is one mood. These are different moods. So if I am going to Krishna and I wanted to do these recitations or slokas to pray, then what mood I will have? It depends on. I can choose. If I if I am not in any mood, like just being neutral, and Vyasadev जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयात् इतरशार्धेषु विघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्त्यसूरयः तेने ब्रह्म. So these things, this is the first prayer. So addressing our obeisances to the Lord, and then I wanted to glorify the Lord for His pleasure. Then Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami, glorifying Himself, and I wanted to do bhajan. That is one mode. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami, the Brahma Samhita prayers, they perfectly fit in all time and circumstances. But up, and if I just put one kind of mood, then it varies. And if I want most exalted and loving affection towards Krishna, Gopi Gita is there. So that is
Thank
Jai
you so much, Prabhu. Yes,
Jai.
Gopi Gita is so much nice, and when you just hearing for this Gopi Gita, it's so blissful, so nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mother. So those
So depend on mood, Prabhu, we can just pray to the good, like that thing. Sometimes you just watch them, and then sometimes you just the word doesn't come from your mouth. So how to like sometimes to pray. But,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, Mother. So just
Okay.
that's why when we go to the temple, we can pray like that in the devotees association, that is really good. Sometimes we may not be standing in front of the deity more than few seconds or 1 or 2 minutes.
Yes.
At that moment, we only just offer our obeisances, just namaskaram or namaste, and then just fall down and then just return back. But at home, we need to always do such kind of prayers. Then we remember, and as soon as we see the deity, and we all remember it, even the 1 second, we remember all these things and happily we feel blissfulness in the heart, and then offer our obeisances with single um, obeisances, and then return back. That way we offer. And also Dhuranta Bhavaha Parire Virepatim, embracing the Lord in the mood of Dhuranta Bhava. Tam Atmabihi, Tam Atmajaihi Drushtibihi Antaratmana Dhuranta Bhavaha Parire Virepatim. By through our glances in the heart, and by just if anyone is serving the Lord, like the dressing the deity, then we keep ourselves in that position. Whoever is nicely decorating the Lord, thinking that we are doing directly personally to the Lord. That is called Dhuranta Bhavaha. That is Parire Bhirepatim, and embracing the Lord in a different modes. Even though we cannot directly go there, other devotees may not allow us, maybe not purified, not Brahmana in shape, so many other things. But Dhuranta Bhavaha means we can do all kind of things in the mood, in the mind. Mind is so subtle, which is far higher than the material things. Material things are needed only to keep our mind to be in the steady state, to engage itself in Krishna, or in kind of all kind of activities. That is, for that purpose, material things are needed. Otherwise, we do not have to go to the temple unless we are able to do all these things through the mind itself. Mind and intelligence, sitting at one place, embracing the Lord, and doing all things, serve Him all through the mind. There is no better than that, if you are able to do it. But because in order to get to that stage, we need the deity worship, go to the temple, associate with the devotees, read the scriptures, do the prayers, offer obeisances. These are madhyasna, sparsha, puja, suti, abhivandanaihi. Until one etavaddeva, etavaddeva, etavaddeva acchitam, it mentions until one come to that point, deity worship is needed until that point only. Otherwise, it is not required. Of course, you can engage ourselves in the deity worship. That turns into optional later on. So there is a very beautiful thing that Kapila Bhagavan says, until that point it is come. So here, so this is 11 to 28 chapter. So I want 30 and 29 is the explanation of the devotional service by the Lord Kapila. So here he mentions, I am present in every living entity as super soul. If someone neglects or disrespects that super soul everywhere and engages himself in the worship of deity in the temple, that is simply imitation. And then he says these things. There is Etavad Jeva. So this is Madhyashna Sparsha Puja Suti Abhivandanaihi bhuteshu madbhavanaya satvena asangamena cha. And then further, he's just so many things. I would like to just reduce these things. And then Mahan, and then he will say Madharmano gunaretehi parisham shuddha asayah. And then yatavata rato granam avrunte aham sarveshu bhuteshu bhutatma avasitahita. Yavan mam sarveshu bhuteshu, that is Dvishadha parakaye mam aham achyavad. This is Atma. And Atamam sarveshu bhuteshu, this is, where does that come? Tatra visparsha. Tavarnashikvaraha tasmad. Okay. Yetavad. So this is Yetavad Yetad Bhagavato Rupam Brahma. This one. I'm looking for something. Apologies, I could not find that Yad Bhavat. So it comes to the last point. So Madharma. Sorry, this is Achadavatcha etavad Ishvara mam swakarma krut yavan naveda swakrudi sarvabhuteshu avasitam. So performing his prescribed duties, one should worship the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead until one realizes my presence in his own heart and in the heart of other living being. And until that one only. Achadavatcha etavad Ishvara mam swakarma krut. This is until that point, Thavad, until that point, Ishwaramam Swakarma Kurat. After that, it turns into optional going into the temple. If you are able to, in that, keep yourself to feel the Lord in his own heart, in the heart of all other living entities. That is the point. Archavad, until that point, Achadavachai, beginning with worship of the deity, Achyet, one should worship. Until so long, until Ishwaramam Swakarma Kurut, keeping his prescribed duties, everything else. So the Paramahamsas, after they elevated themselves, they go back to the Vrindavana or some holy places and rest there for the rest of their life and relish until these things. They don't go to the temple all the time. So they sit in one place, they always remembering the Lord because they see the Lord in their own heart and in other living entities as well. That is the Paramhamsa stage. So that hope that helps, Mataji. Sorry, taking long time.
No, Prabhuji, it's really wonderful. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji. Anything else, the devotees, or we shall conclude our session? Okay. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Nice class.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji, for kindly allowing me to speak few words. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर